Hello guys, it is Gative Theories here, and we haven't really had any major dumping ground news in ages. And we know that 2024 we will be getting Series 11, and we also know Series 11 is going to change up a lot of things. Considering Series 10 ended with Ashdean Ridge, the care home that we've had ever since Series 2, go up in literal flames, which if you want to see a whole video on that, there'll be a link in the description down below, or you can go and click the card somewhere like that. And so we didn't really know what they were going to do, what was going to happen with the rest of the care kids, were they going to get split up, and where were they going to live. And that is until today, where we have a teaser released on the cbbc TikTok account for the Dumping Ground Series 11. Now, if you saw this video, you would be forgiven to be very confused and not know what the show is that the video is about, because it's a teaser for the Dumping Ground Series 11, but with an entire new cast. Literally, I barely recognised absolutely anyone, only one person I recognised. They have literally reset the entire show. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. But before we go any further, please make sure that you've clicked that red subscribe button down below and have your notifications turned on so that you get notified every time we make any brand new Dumping Ground videos. For starters, this really is no surprise. Throughout Series 8, 9 and 10, we have slowly been getting ready for a reset of the show entering a brand new era. And the franchise has done this throughout the show so that it can carry on. For me, the clear eras are the story of Tracy Beaker's Series 1 to 3, then Series 4 to 5, as we get new cast members, Tracy is living away and there is a new dumping ground. Then Tracy Beaker Returns is its own era, seeing Tracy as a care worker. Then the Dumping Ground Series 1 to 4, which looks at the kids of Tracy Beaker Returns without Tracy, and by the end of Series 4, most of them have gone. Then Series 5 to 7, which looks at the kids grow up and leave who were introduced in the Dumping Ground, and it ends with Mike leaving, and it kind of says goodbye to anything to do with Tracy Beaker. And then we have this final era, Series 8 to 10, which is all about saying goodbye and resetting the Dumping Ground. In this era, massive characters leave. Tyler, Sasha, Jodie, Floss, Maylee, Candy Rose, Jay, Bird, all of these massive characters from the show who have been built up across series and have now left. And we get a whole new set of kids, new care workers, and it literally ends with the Dumping Ground burning down to show the end of an era. And now we come to Series 11. And so we knew it was going to be different, I just didn't think it was going to be this different. They literally have reset everything. They really have taken the fact that we've had 10 series and now it's basically going to be a brand new show. Why didn't they just end it? That's my question, and I will never know, as I'm sure if you're now going to watch the Dumping Ground Series 1 Episode 1 and then straight away Series 11 Episode 1, it's going to feel very strange and like two completely separate shows. So let's run through what's new. The first thing that struck me was a new logo in the tiny corner of the screen. Now this is big news. It's still kind of similar, however it's lost its iconic yellow look surrounding it. The Dumping Ground has never really had a new logo before, and it makes me think we could potentially get a new title sequence. Like, obviously we will be getting a new title sequence regardless because we've got a completely new set of cast. However, could we also be getting a completely new design? So maybe not the book format at all, which is what we've had for the past 10 series. Could we even be getting rid of Nick Sharratt illustrations? The Beaker Girls did, so the Dumping Ground could too. Now, I would be upset if they did do this, but it's definitely in the realm of possibilities. And could we get a new theme tune as well? I've never really been a big fan of the theme tune, so if they wanted to shake things up, I wouldn't mind it. With that, we have a new care home and potentially new care workers as well. It could still be Diane and Ben, but could also be new people as well. From the teaser, there are 8 brand new kids and only 1 kid who is recognisable. And even then, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't recognise her. And that is Izzy, who only appeared halfway through Series 10 Part 2. Now, there could still be more kids from Series 10, and Series 10 did introduce a whole bunch of new characters, and it would seem strange to just introduce them only for one series, but then again, why not then show them in the teaser if they are still in it? And no offense to the character Izzy, but out of all of the characters from Series 10 and all of these new characters, I really don't understand why you would keep Izzy and not some of the others. I'd have thought some of the others were much more interesting interesting, maybe Bonnie and Fraser or Sabrina. But if there is new care workers and Izzy is the only child, that means Izzy is the only connection that is linking back to the entirety of the show and the Tracy Beaker Dumping Ground franchise as a whole, which seems a bit of a tenuous link. She was barely in Series 10, and for her character to be that important to the lore of this franchise just seems really dumb. And kinda says to me that they really are resetting the entire show as if it's a brand new show with no link whatsoever to what came before. Now, they could of course still have the current care workers, and maybe that would be a better link, but even then, they were only in for one series, so still seems like a bit of a weak link. This also tells us that it looks like the kids from Ashton Ridge were all split up after the fire, and the show has decided to follow Izzy's story and her care home. To be honest, at this point they might as well just reset the show completely with a whole new cast and no link whatsoever, because this just doesn't feel right. Or heck, make a spin-off show set in a care home that we've heard about before but never got to see in person. There is one other tiny little link which a commenter pointed out to me, that this girl here seems to be Maisie from an episode in Series 10, episode 13, where this character argued with Taz. But it doesn't seem like Taz is going to be in this series anyway, which is a shame, so why have this link? It seems a bit unusual. The one thing that I do hope is that we do find out what happened to everyone else from the end of Series 10, even if we don't get to see them. Else it will be really upsetting. I honestly thought we'd still have the same cast for at least the first few episodes, but it really doesn't look like that's happening now. The final thing we can talk about is the little bits of the new care home we can see. Now, this is purely speculation, and please tell me in the comments what you think of each of these rooms are. The first room we see with the two boys looks like the new attic, with the dollhouse in the background and the bent roof. Then it looks like either the kitchen or the office with the cupboards and the blinds behind this boy. Then this room either looks like a living room type area or a quiet room where they tend to discuss things with parents or social workers. With the plant and the darker vibes, it kind of looks more like that type of room. Then we have what looks like the living room with the sofa and the cushions and the shelves in the background. Then what looks like another shot of the living room from a different angle with a cool splat wall painting. Then the room with Izzy looks like the quiet room again. The next room looks like a potential bedroom, and then the final room looks to me like a dining room to eat food with a sofa and a table and chairs in the background, which makes me think they're returning back to the type of house like in the story of Tracy Beaker where they eat in a separate room to the kitchen, unlike in Elm Tree House and Ashton Ridge. And so, Series 11 is just around the corner, and I'm very intrigued to see what it's going to be like. It's definitely a new dumping ground. We'll just have to wait and see whether it still feels like the good old dumping ground that we know and love. But anyway guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, make sure that you smash the like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Guys, let me know down below in the comments, what did you think about this? Are you excited for Series 11 of the dumping ground? Do you agree with this whole new cast reset and basically reset of the show? Do you think it's about time, or do you think that it should have just kept with the same cast, or do you think maybe the dumping grounds had its time after 10 series, it should have been put to bed? Let me know all your thoughts down there, and as always, we've been here on Gate of Theories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.